Part 2 of Chris's interview, and this is about the heart rate challenge, and he gave us more information that we didn't know. Not only did he say Huda did nothing wrong, but he also says right before the challenge started, when they were all sitting at the fire pit, they asked one another if anybody had any boundaries, and everybody said no. And he said, we were all comfortable with kissing, touching, whatever it was, everybody was just cool. It might have been Shelly, it could have been somebody else, but the person said, make sure everybody is consensual with everything we were gonna do, and is everybody okay with that? And we all put our hands up. He said at that point, Huda was like, I'm gonna do my big one, and everybody was cool with it. I think the big thing is nobody established their boundaries with their person before that led to people doing whatever they wanted to somebody else's couple, which in my opinion, it's a challenge. You shouldn't take it that seriously, and if you don't want that to happen, you should have said something. Nick then said when he was interviewing Taylor and Clark, they admitted that she sat on Ace's face, and he said that she was. Nick then asks where he stands with Huda right now, and he says that they are building on their friendship because they didn't really get a chance to do that before. Right now, I want to be friends, and if later down the road it's mutual, it's organic, and we get back together, then I'm open to that. Chris then gets asked about their final date and the big moment that went viral, him not lifting her. Chris said the final episode was the only one he watched, and what we didn't get to see is that during the date, she was listing everything she didn't like about him. He said it put him in a mental state of, damn, do you even like me at all? When he left and came back, he said the way she asked him really threw him off. He said, I came back trying to help her, walk her through the water like a gentleman, but he definitely wasn't planning on carrying her. He said, you still think you're gonna get the princess treatment from me, but we already established that we're just friends, so I'm not gonna treat you like you're my woman. I came back to check on her to make sure that they were cool and ask her why she was crying. I held out my hand to help her walk down, and she didn't want that. Chris also says he was definitely hurt when she ended it, and there was a lot that wasn't aired, and he was not trying to make her end it. He said, I told her I wanted to keep working on it. I wanted to see where things would go on the outside. What we didn't see was that he was actually sitting there waiting for 20 minutes for her to make up her mind. For her, she said, it's weird because you didn't cheat on me, you didn't do me dirty, but it's hard for me to come to this decision. He said that was the reason why she was crying so much. He said between them, they didn't really have the physical. What they had was the emotional connection. They then talk about the bedroom fight where she says, 3, 2, 1, you better turn around or I'm going to be mad at you tomorrow. And he says, we actually didn't understand the gist of their argument because it wasn't aired. They were not arguing because he wouldn't cuddle with her. It was because they were only going to get 2 hours of sleep. And instead of sleeping, she wanted to do stuff in the bedroom. He said, I'm not about that. And I made it clear to her that if she didn't want to give PDA on the outside, he didn't want to do stuff in the bedroom. I set a boundary, she crossed it, she gave attitude, she's saying 3, 2, 1.